Good afternoon and welcome to the latest installment of Rocky Mountain Gamers. I'm Mark Cameron.
And I'm L. Babbins.
And we're here to say hello and give you some of our latest opinions on the news that's dropped over the last week or so. We have been trying to do a weekly podcast, and it is our goal to do a weekly podcast. And things have worked out. So it's actually kind of been every couple of weeks right now. And for the next couple of episodes, it's going to remain that way because I am traveling a bit for work and for vacation. So we'll have this podcast this week, and then in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, and then we're going to try to get back to weekly.
We're going to try. We're going to do our best.
So thanks for being patient. We do have more content coming up, as well as more ancillary content outside of the podcast. It's just arranging life, and none of you have stepped forward and sent us giant checks so we can retire. So we put this on you. Right, Babs?
Yeah, who else could you put it on?
Blame
really?
the viewers.
Now I still have to keep working. It's terrible.
Yeah, I just hate that part of it completely, except for I kind of like my job, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
I'm lazy at heart, so but let's get rolling this week. Babs, why don't you tell us what you are hunting for?
All right. Well, it's almost that time. It's almost that time when there's a new Switch console and a new Metroid game. So got the Metroid shirt on today because it feels necessary. And so I think we're going to have a pretty exciting week, culminating next Friday with the Nintendo Switch OLED model launching, the SWOLED, and a Metroid Dread Special Edition and Amiibo. So I'm not necessarily hunting those at this second, but I can guarantee you between now and the end of next Friday, there will be a whole bunch more stock of that dropping all over the place. So
I hope so, because at this 10 seconds, I don't have any of them on pre-order.
Oh, I know that the stock numbers for the Amiibo and the special edition were just catastrophically low. So Nintendo kind of did this to us with the Skyward Sword stuff. So I'm thinking, and then they came back and dropped huge amounts of them. I think you can still buy the Skyward Sword Amiibo.
That's true.
Joy-Con. So I'm hoping that they'll kind of do the same thing this time when they'll just drop a ton of Metroid Dread stuff.
That'd be good.
Yeah. And the oil stock has been pretty decent in Canada. You can still pre-order it at Costco right now, a nice bundle they have going. But other than that, it's sold out everywhere. So I think we'll probably get another big restock of that. And then I guess based on recent news, which we'll get into, there's definitely some new Switch games that I'm on the lookout for. Triangle Strategy and Kirby and the Forgotten Land being two of those. And they're starting to show up. So I still haven't got my pre-order in just yet, but I'm hoping to pretty quick.
I'm hoping they bring to North America the Triangle Strategy Collector's Edition. They did it with Octopath Traveler.
That would be
we got that collector's edition, and I think it did pretty well. So hopefully, since that company likes to make some real nice collector's editions, hopefully that will show up here.
I would love that. In the interim, I'm watching for it on the EU Amazons, and we'll push out those import pre-orders as well if possible, because one way or the other, I need that.
Yeah, it looks like a great game and a great collector's edition.
Totally.
Well, I'm a little bummed this week because I have to make Babs hunt for something for me. The retailer, I will remain nameless because I know it was computers and it wasn't like anything based on animosity, but somebody got into one of my accounts at a game retailer and ordered a bunch of stuff, and they were really good. They got it canceled, they got it fixed, but I didn't know how much of my credit card information was exposed. So I got the card replaced, got the number changed. And this is the retailer where I had my OLED model on pre-order from. So I went in and I updated payment method. That's all I did. Updated payment method, and they canceled it on me.
Oh,
So I am currently without an OLED model. I'm currently without Metroid Dread Collector's Edition. I'm currently without an amiibo, and I'm sad. I'm sad, Babs.
don't worry, man. We're gonna find you some. No worries there.
I will proudly hold them up on our next show if I manage to acquire them and say, Babs did this. He found these for me.
You're gonna
So,
get them. Don't worry. We'll
so
find.
I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Yeah, it'll be good. Don't worry.
And but Babs has never let me down before, so I'm not worried. We got a lot of news last week. Nintendo finally had their direct, and it was mostly what people were speculating, that it was going to be a big direct, that we were going to get some good stuff. The only thing we really didn't get was the upcoming Monolith game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or whatever that Monolith game is going to be. They did not announce that in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, that bummed us out a little bit, but they gave us so much.
Oh, did they ever? I mean,
Right off the bat, they started with, okay, we're going to get a major DLC next summer for Monster Hunter Rise that looks cool.
yeah,
And
big. It's gonna be a big DLC update.
for those who are familiar with Monster Hunter World, it looks like it's about comparable to the Ice expansion that came to Monster Hunter World, which was massive.
Wow.
So definitely something to look forward to there. There's been so much goodness out of Capcom and Monster Hunter lately. I mean, we
Capcom.
get 2 great games in 1 year, and now we're going to get a major DLC drop by next year. So kudos to Capcom.
Yeah, everything they've done lately has been gold, pretty much.
It really, really has. And then during the presentation, they started to give us little bits of stuff that we knew was going to be out there. They gave us some new maps for Mario Party Superstar. They told us that we can expect the last Smash fighter to be revealed on October 5th. So let the speculation go forward. We are finally getting an Animal Crossing content update in November, and sometime in late October, we're going to get an Animal Crossing direct.
Yeah.
And the little tidbit they gave us, Brewster's coming to town, and we're going to get our coffee shop in the upstairs of the museum. And if you play Animal Crossing, you're excited. And if you don't play Animal Crossing, you are looking at your screen right now going, you people are insane. And yes, we are. Thank you.
I can't wait myself. Like a full direct of new content, that's going to be good.
Yeah, there's going to be some great stuff there. We found out that there's going to be, well, there was, that dropped day of, I believe, the content update for Mario Golf Super Rush.
Yeah, that was a shadow drop.
They dropped some nice DLC there. I don't think that game's getting the attention it deserves. That's really a good golf game. Nintendo did a really good job with that. I know Mario Golf kind of niche, but I think they did a really fantastic job. I know it didn't have as much content initially as some of the Mario Golf games that have come out, but they're putting out a lot of free DLC, and they're kind of making up for that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fun modes in there. Like my kids have been having a blast with it.
I like the adventure mode. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
It is such a weird mode. So that's really good. And then we got a couple of really interesting shadow drops.
Yes, no doubt.
We got the leaked Castlevania Advance collection, which has the best Castlevania games from the 3DS. And in my opinion, those games are some of the best Castlevania games, period.
Oh,
Those are those are the ones where they took off after Symphony of the Night and kind of expanded on those concepts a little. I never understood why they were just a series of portable games, but I don't understand a lot of what Konami does.
Nobody does.
I would have loved to seen full on releases, and then they gave us 3D Castlevanias for consoles. It was yeah, I didn't get it at all. But you can finally play these on a console on Switch. They're not particularly enhanced, but so you don't get the amazing graphics, but they're just such good games.
Yeah, you don't even need those enhanced. The pixel art is just fantastic.
They are particularly for what was a handheld game.
Mm-hmm.
So that was dropped, and that was dropped last Thursday. And then they dropped a game that almost made me stop paying attention to the rest of the direct. Now I am old. I've been playing games forever. One of my favorite games, it came out of nowhere at the time and was ActRaiser.
Mm.
And it was just this weird SNES game that had some not overly difficult side-scrolling action, and then some city building strategy of the city building,
Yeah,
and then defending it. So they tried some turn-based strategy in there. Wasn't really real-time strategy. I guess it was turn-based strategy. And so you'd have this god mode, and you're god, and you can build roads, and you can clear stuff out, and you're the people on the what I guess you call them citizens or villagers, or you're the people who appreciate you, who worship you, then build things and expand their civilization. And as their population expands, you can do more, and then you uncover monster layers, and that's where you drop in to do your side slashing, and then you pop back up and build out more. And it's that. And there was an ActRaiser 2. It was terrible. They everything that made ActRaiser amazing, they lost, and figured never hear from that franchise again.
yeah. What a surprising drop.
Sometimes I revisit it on my Raspberry Pi, but because my SNES and my cartridge are locked in storage somewhere. And then all of a sudden, we have ActRaiser Renaissance.
Yeah,
And
today, like a shadow drop.
yeah, released that day, and they totally remastered. The graphics are gorgeous. They've added some features. They've added a little bit of gameplay, and I will gush about this some more in the what I am playing section at the end.
I was just gonna say, it's crazy to me that we still don't have Switch versions of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters that everyone's just been begging Square Enix to do, but yet they're dropping like super incredibly niche, unique remasters of Super NES games, shadow dropping all over the place during a Nintendo Direct. I'm like, who's driving that car? Like, who's running that ship over there? It's just such a bizarre scenario.
I don't know, but if I have to play my Final Fantasy Pixel remasters on my Steam Deck in order to get an ActRaiser on Switch, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that too, honestly. But Steam Deck, hurry up already.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
So we got those, and that would have made me happy. I think that would have made you happy. Those announcements, and then the big announcements started to hit. Starting with a new 3D Kirby Adventure game. Now, my Kirby knowledge is not the most diverse. I like Kirby, don't love Kirby. Usually play them a little bit when they come out, but has there ever been a 3D Kirby game before?
See, I don't think so. Like, I think this is the first 3D adventure style Kirby game. So it's an odd pick.
I think Kirby, I think side scrolling.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Side-scrolling multiplayer,
Yeah.
you know.
And they've gone full Mario 64 with this one, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was time, and you can transition that side-scrolling into 3D. And if anyone can do that properly, it's Nintendo. I'm due and happy for a new Kirby game. I think my last favorite Kirby game was the one on the Wii. So I'm
That was a
hoping,
good one.
yeah, that was a good one. So I'm hoping this one kind of rekindles my love of Kirby.
Well, like I said, I like Kirby. I've never loved Kirby, but I am looking forward to seeing how Kirby does in 3D just because it looks so much fun. It looks really cool.
This is a must buy for me for sure. I was pretty happy about that.
Absolutely. Um, that was a really good announcement. There was a new game announced called Voice of Cards, Isle of Dragon Roars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not much for card games, but this one looks different. So I'm willing to give it a try because the whole game is cards. It's not just a card battle system. The entire game, the navigating, everything is based around cards. And most importantly, this is apparently coming from the mind of Yoko Taro,
Mm-hmm.
the genius behind the Nier games. What's your take on that? That came, I mean, I didn't see this one coming from anywhere.
No, it came out of nowhere. Three huge names involved with the production. And again, like you said, all cards. There have been lots of games that have, like you said, a card-based battle system or whatever, but this is all cards. And it looks really cool. And there's a demo out. I don't know if you know that as a demo. And
I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't either, but I've heard from people that have, and they say it's amazing. Like they were interested before, and they played the demo, and now they're like, this is a must play game. So again, I think they might really be onto something here with the talent involved, and the demo sounding good. This is a surprise hit for me.
And this comes out in October, doesn't it?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head, but if they already have a demo going, it's got to be pretty close,
Maybe
right?
I'm wrong. I don't want to lie to the audience. So
Yeah, I mean, October would be insane, actually.
I'm going to hit Google, and maybe I'm smoking
I'm
crack.
doing it right.
Uh,
No, you're right. October 28th is what they're saying.
okay, so yeah, came out of nowhere and it's hitting right away.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that's almost another shadow drop in a
Oh
sense.
yeah,
Only like a month
yeah,
out.
we'll have it by Halloween.
Yeah,
That's crazy, but that's one to look forward to.
absolutely.
And a few games that more games that we knew were coming. Disco Elysium,
Hmm.
which is hitting digital in October, and they announced a physical version for next year. So you physical fans, as long as you can wait. The second drop of the Hyrule Warriors DLC, the next wave, October. I hope everybody saves some money for October. It's just insane.
I can't afford October.
And you move to November and you get the original Knights of the Old Republic again out of nowhere.
I think that might be, didn't that shadow drop?
No, that comes out in November.
Are you sure? I don't know why I thought that for some reason.
That's-
Oh no, you're right. You're right. November 11th.
I was going to say November 12th, so
Yeah. No,
I almost had that one.
so that's kind of exciting, actually.
So those are a lot of fun. We're going to see another revamp, the Shadowrun trilogy come up,
Mhm.
and that looks amazing.
Yeah, those are great games.
I only played the first one, so I'm really looking forward to it so I can try those.
Totally.
The much rumored about expansion for Nintendo Online is finally coming.
Yeah, that was
Also
huge.
in October, they're adding two systems, the N64 and the Genesis,
So
and
cool.
a nice pile of games with each to start.
Yeah, and and controllers.
And controllers, a Genesis controller and a classic looking N64 controller, both wireless. Uh, I wonder if the wireless N64 controller is going to feel like the Wavebird did. God, I love the Wavebird.
It'd have to be significantly heavier to feel like the Wavebird.
That's
The
true.
Wavebird is such a heavy controller. I found
That was my first favorite controller.
Oh
I
yeah.
never thought about controllers as something to enjoy before the Wavebird.
Oh, totally. It's insane. Um, do you find it interesting that what Nintendo's kind of done here now is rather than creating the mini consoles that they've been, that they started working on, they've kind of started to bring things into the Switch, the Nintendo Switch Online, and then give you a controller to make you feel like you're actually playing a mini console. You know what I mean? So they've kind of turned the Switch and its Nintendo Switch Online into so they've kind of turned the Switch into a Nintendo nostalgia machine.
They really have.
Yeah.
I still want my mini consoles. Don't get me wrong. I'd like them to do the N64 and the GameCube mini consoles, but it's nice to not have to have them all hooked up.
Yeah. See, I prefer this for the same reason you're stating right there. Now I can take all of my games with me in one shot. I don't have to bring a bunch of consoles on. Like you said, I got limited, shelf space to wire them all up. Like this is easier for me, and I can still pull out the really cool controllers and play like I would have back in the old days. So
they need to finish filling in the gaps. There are still some games on those mini consoles that haven't come to Nintendo Online. I am directly looking at you, Super Mario RPG.
And everything Earthbound and Mother.
Right. They have to fill those gaps in, but I like what they're doing. Now, one touch of controversy. In order to get the N64 and Genesis games, you're going to have to pony up a little bit more money annually.
Yes.
It's going to be Nintendo Online. They call it Online Plus. Something like that. Nintendo Online Plus something.
Yeah.
Where they're going to give you more games. There'll be an additional fee. Now, Nintendo Online isn't that expensive anyways.
No, it's pretty reasonable.
My guess is they'll add this. It'll be $5 more a year.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I don't think this will be a significant add-on.
Yeah,
but it is a premium service.
Compared to the price, it'll be like a 25% price hike. Isn't Nintendo Online like $20 a year?
Yeah, it depends if you're doing we do the family one here.
Yeah.
A lot of people I know just share the family plan, right? Because you can have 10 people on. So it actually ends up being pretty reasonable based on how you're doing it.
So you're gonna get a little extra on there, but
I'll get a little bit of an increase to my bill.
I would rather pay an extra $5 a year. Like I get, that's a guess that hasn't been announced yet, but that is my guess. Extra $5 a year than have to push out $5 for every one of these games I want to play.
Yeah, no doubt.
With the old virtual console system.
Yeah, what really stings for me is that I know that these controllers are going to be expensive, but what really stings is Nintendo Store's shipping costs. And so basically anything.
Oh yeah, you get hosed.
Everything you order is $10 now to ship. So I don't know, man. I would almost prefer they charged me a little more and included the shipping cost or something. That's killing me.
Well, yeah, that's a downside to living in the Great White North.
Totally.
So, but just so much to look forward to there. They ended with actual Nintendo first party things, everything that we've really talked about, with the exception of Mario Golf update and Mario Party update. That's all been third party stuff. Then they hit on first party stuff, and they brought out Miyamoto-san.
Yes.
Which unfortunately was a little bit of a shaggy dog for me, because I got really excited that there was a new Miyamoto produced game coming.
Absolutely.
And instead he talked about the upcoming Mario movie. Um, the Super Mario movie is coming from Illumination, the company that did Despicable Me and the Minions, and they have a great cast.
Yeah, the cast is epic. Well, some people don't like some of the cast, but they're all big names.
There's some controversy with Chris Pratt, and I've got to say I haven't looked it up, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I can't defend him because I don't know what I'm defending him for. I like him as an actor, but he's going to be Mario, and that has led to one of my favorite memes of all time. They've taken the scene with from Jurassic World where he
Yes.
has 3 raptors in front of him and he's kind of controlling the raptors, and they've replaced the raptors with Yoshis.
Yeah, that's so perfect.
I'll try to find the meme and put it here, but it just kills me.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and she looks like a princess, so I'm good with that too.
Looks like a Princess Peach, fits the part.
She does. And these are animated characters, so they don't have to look the role. Charlie Day is Luigi. Good comedian, so he should be fun.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black as Bowser.
That's so good.
I think so too. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Which we don't just get Donkey Kong, we even get Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
Really?
So that's a crack up. And then my favorite bit of casting doesn't overly make sense to me, but I'm hoping that it ends up as fun as when they cast Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Keegan Michael Key as Toad.
Yes.
And I have a feeling Toad is going to steal this movie.
He might.
Because I have great expectations for Key. The voice of Mario that people know from the games, Charles Martinet, is here going to be along for some unspecified voices.
Right.
So I'm glad that they included him. I understand the need for star power when you're putting out an animated movie that probably cost upwards of $200 million to make.
I'd imagine, yeah.
Because those are, this is going to be an expensive movie. So they got the good star power, but they didn't forget the people who got them here.
Yes.
So, and this comes out Christmas of 22.
Right.
North America, or at least the United States, but I think all of North America is December 21st.
Yeah,
22.
it'll be all America, I think, for sure.
So something to look forward to next year. Hopefully we'll be COVID free and we'll all be sitting in the movie theater eating popcorn without masks.
Yes, we can hope.
And then they went on to a couple of big games. Splatoon 3, got a better look at it. Looks like a whole new world.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Now, you
It's
played Splatoon more than I have. What did you think?
Oh, I love Splatoon. Like, my kids went crazy on Splatoon. They played it for years and raised tiers and whatnot. I played for fun. It's super fun to just pick up and play. So yeah, I mean, again, they don't have to change much here. If they keep with the same Splatoon formula, new weapons, new worlds, like new environments. Looks like they have a new single player adventure mode or something going on there. And it looks and feels like Splatoon, like it's got the crazy artwork, the colors, the music, the characters, everything that makes Splatoon pretty great is there. And it looks wild and wacky. And it's on, I would say it's on track to be a really great game. So we
Happily on track.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get any release date yet, I don't think.
Just 22.
22, but that's going to be a big game in 2022 for sure.
And they said they were trying to concentrate on the winter of 22, but I think it's safe to say they were featuring this year. We're going to see it sometime in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they were focusing on winter 2021 mostly. is what they said.
Well, 21, 22. They just said winter.
Oh yeah, winter. Yeah, so that could be early 22, right?
So yeah, that's December, January, February. But what's nice there, they didn't really show anything that's going to be bleeding into the second half. We didn't get any Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. We didn't get any of those games that we're kind of expecting for the second half. I think everything we see, unless there's a delay, everything from this direct is going to show up in the first half, except perhaps the last game they talked about.
Yes.
The last game they talked about, as Babz and I were sitting there going, please be Xenoblade 3. Please be Xenoblade 3.
Yes.
We got the 3, Bayonetta 3. Long announced, long not heard about. Can't say I was expecting it.
No. Well, it was going to be Bayonetta 3 or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I was pretty much, it was going to be one of the two for me. And it's sad that I feel a little bit disappointed that it was Bayonetta 3, because I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. But I think I was so looking forward to Xenoblade that it kind of ruined it a little bit for me. But again, it's nice to see Bayonetta 3 back on track, and it looks great.
It does. It looks beautiful.
And good to see that'll be 2022 now. And like you said, maybe a bit further into 2022 than
that one may be a little bit further. They kind of whipped that out at the last minute in their presentation to end with a bang, and it did.
Yeah,
it did. So what did you think about the direct as a whole?
So initially I was a little bit disappointed, but I think that was just the shock of no Xenoblade. When I went back over it again and kind of sat and thought about it, I'm like, this was an amazing direct.
It was packed.
Lots of stuff coming out soon, a bunch of shadow drops, the Nintendo Switch Online being expanded with some great games. The Nintendo movie, which I was at first a little bit surprised about, is actually really interesting to me the more I think about it. And I can't wait to see more about that. Some new games I didn't even expect coming out. Honestly, like, this was a great direct.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. Well, let us know what you thought about the Nintendo Direct in the comments below. And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and just talk to us about it. So let's move on to what is on Bab's shelf this week.
I've switched things up a little bit.
You have. I see a couple games.
Yeah, there's a couple games, but I think this is really neat. So this arrived yesterday. I can angle it correctly. And so there's an Animal Crossing version of Monopoly now, which is super cool. I'd forgotten that it was releasing so soon. So that's going to be a board game that the family and I will be playing this weekend. I'll maybe talk about a little more next week or next time we do it. Speaking of Animal Crossing, the new Animal Crossing manga is out.
I did not know there was an Animal Crossing manga. How could you not tell me that?
I feel like I would have, but it's possible I forgot. So that's on the read list now. Lots of good Animal Crossing stuff coming up.
I need Animal Crossing manga.
Yeah, you need to pick that up. I'll send you a link after. Another new game that needs to be played after Tales of Arise, if I can get it without any shine, but Lost Judgment.
Did you play the first Judgment through?
I didn't play it all the way through, but what I played of it was exceptional.
Yeah, it was.
And I've heard this is a solid sequel. So I'm looking forward to playing that on the PS5. And then this arrived, which I'm very happy about. It's The House of Fate Morgana. And what's interesting about this was an LRG release. And I think it's actually the #1 reviewed game on Metacritic of all time, basically, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
That's what's interesting about that game. And I should actually double check that right now. But as I remember, it's like universally supposed to be amazing. And that's a graphic novel game. Yeah, like it's right now.
Oh, a visual novel.
A visual novel, yes. Sorry, not graphic novel. Sitting at 98 Metascore right now on Metacritic. It's basically just supposed to be incredible. And so, of course, anything that incredible on the Switch. First of all, I wanted to play the game from the beginning. Then I heard LRG was doing a physical of it. Well, had to get that. So I was pretty surprised that showed up a few days ago, and that's something I'll be playing in the near future.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
That's very cool.
Yeah, and that's what's on El Babin's shelf this week.
Well, Mark Cameron doesn't have a shelf, but he has one thing
You
to
do
share
have a
with the crowd, and that is our new contest.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to give away something fun. Grab this. It's Luigi.
Very cool.
Mario's brother. I have the Lego Super Mario Luigi Starter Set. Works with all expansions. Comes with Luigi. And it's just so cool. You can now team up with somebody who has the Mario character, and they can play, you know, two people can play together. And the starter set comes with a pink Yoshi, a bone Goomba,
Bone Goomba.
Never seen a bone Goomba, but it is awesome. Boom Boom, one of, you know, Bowser's kids, a goal pole and a pipe. I'm gonna see if I can.
Bone Goomba. Hey, interesting.
It comes with a bone Goomba. I've never seen a bone Goomba, but I'm happy that it comes with a bone Goomba.
Very cool.
It's a really cool set. So we picked up an extra one so we could share with you guys. So here's the rules this time. We're trying to figure out the best way to do this. So in order to be eligible for the Luigi Legos, you will have until our next video, so 2 weeks. And what you need to do is subscribe and leave a comment. We will be picking the winner from the comment section. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. If you don't have anything to say, just say, hi, I'm entered, or something like that. But subscribe, leave a comment. We'll be picking the winner from those people.
Absolutely.
And then we can all play Legos together.
Yes, I have way too many sets to be built. And in what, 2 days, we're getting the Nintendo 64 block Lego set.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going broke.
No,
quickly going broke. And I have a vacation to pay for next week. So the timing on that Nintendo 64 block was the Super Mario 64 block was just kind of cruel.
October is a cruel month this year.
Yeah, October is a painful month. But yeah, that's a really cool set coming out. So enter, leave us a comment, say hi, subscribe, and we will pick a winner next time. Speaking of contest winners, we have an unclaimed prize from our first contest, which is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword game, and we will be picking a new winner for that since that went unclaimed. So you're still eligible if you signed up before, and we will be picking from that original list. Just stay tuned.
So 2 prizes next time.
2 prizes next time. And that leaves us at the end of the show and what we are currently playing. What are you playing, Babs?
Well, you'll be happy to know I finished a game this year because it felt like I was never gonna actually do that. So I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS5, and it was fantastic.
Does that include the expansion stuff? Did you finish that too?
Nope, we're not going to talk about that right now.
That's where I am. But I finished the game again, and I'm still playing the expansion.
Yes, I will say, and this is pretty crazy, I think that game has taken the number 2 spot for me of Final Fantasy games of all time.
After 6?
After 6, that's right. So that's pretty amazing. What a fantastic game. Love playing it again. But now I'm happy I get to actually start a new game finally.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And so, instead of going back to the huge backlog I have, of course, I went with a brand new game, and I fired up Tales of Arise on the PS5, and it's awesome. Like it's really, really good. It is everything I wanted in a Tales of game, brought into the next gen. It looks good, sounds good. The battle system is great. Characters are fun. The voice acting is phenomenal. I'm only about a little bit less than 10 hours in, I guess. And but man, I've loved every part of it so far. So
I can't wait to play that game.
I can't wait to hear your opinions on that one too. The battle system is like it's it's fast paced. Like it almost feels yeah, again, it's like kind of like Final Fantasy VII a bit. Like you're free flowing, you're moving and you're running around the battlefield and slamming buttons and doing combos. It's good. It's enjoyable.
That's cool. That's
Mhm.
cool. I like my RPGs with some action sometimes.
Yeah, it's got some action. It's good.
I'm doing action RPG with, I'm still playing East 9 Monstrum Nox.
Nice.
Got a couple of chapters left, but I'm fairly far along and loving every minute of it.
Yeah,
And
that's
then I have taken a brief pause from that. I am not putting it down. I'm not going to walk away from it. Brief pause to play ActRaiser,
yeah,
ActRaiser Renaissance,
yeah.
and I'm in love all over again. I know it's kind of a basic game. It's not the most complicated game in the world, and it doesn't have 4K graphics or Dolby Atmos sound or anything like that. But it's a beautiful remaster, and they've retained all of the gameplay and just did an amazing job.
I'm
And
gonna need a physical of that.
I do too. I will buy a physical of that, but I couldn't wait for the physical to try it.
You're gonna have both eventually.
Yeah, I'll have the physical on my shelf, but I will have beaten it by then. So and I recommend both my games. Babz recommends Tales of Arise. Pick up one of them or pick up something on your own. Let us know what you're playing. Uh, Something that'll hold you over for the next 2 weeks when we will see you again on the next episode. As for right now, I thank everybody for tuning in. We love you guys and we appreciate your patience, and we will catch up soon. I'm Mark.
I'm Mel Babbins.
And keep gaming.
Thanks, guys.